Hi there, Caboozles here, bringing you a deck profile for my Ritual Beasts. This is for the July 2015 format. Now, I picked this deck up not that long ago. I've been testing it, works out really well. Basically, I picked it up because I needed D-teleports because I'm building Cosmo, and I figure this is a cheap deck to build in the meantime, and it's actually pretty good. The only tough matchup I seem to have is Shadow, but I figure I can tailor my side for that, but it's annoying because Rainbow Cerebro runs Shadows. Yeah, but without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Okay, so we'll start with the monsters. I mean, this is pretty standard for most Ritual Beasts. I think this ratio is pretty perfect. 3 Elder. Elder's the best tamer. He allows you to normal summon another Ritual Beast from your hand when he's normal summoned. That's Ritual Beast monster, so you can also special summon another normal summon even another tamer. It's a normal summons, which means you can still special summon them from the grave, because all the Ritual Beasts can only be special summoned once per turn from the grave or banished zone, that is. Which is really useful to help you get your searches off. So really, you want to open him and either Canahawk or Rampengu, which I'll show you in a bit. 1 Zephyr and Pilica. I mean, him and Lara are pretty much the same. They revive from the grave. Still good cards. I mean, you run 1 of each because you want 2 different names, because as I said, they can only be special summoned once per turn. Still good. They kind of can be dead, so you don't want more than 1 of each of them. 2 Wen. She is a bit less dead, I think, because you often have more stuff banished than in the grave. 1 Pedalfin, because he's not that great apart from for like spot removal. I mean, you can use him to get rid of Winder and things like that, because you can discard a Ritual Beast to return one of your opponent's monsters from the hand. They can all still, again, only be special summoned once per turn. He's got 2000 defense as well, which is not to be sniffed at. It can be pretty good. Then 3 Canahawk. You want to open him and Elder. He's great. Allows you to he's basically, his effect is a pseudo gold sarcophagus. So he lets you banish 1, and it can stay there for 2 turns to add it to hand. So if they interrupt you, you'll get it in 2 turns, which is pretty good anyway. Or you can use him to sort of accelerate your plays. I'll either run through some combos at the end of this video or in another video. 3 Rampengu. I mean, he's almost as good as Canahawk. He lets you banish 1 of your extra monsters. To say, if I wanted to put a Canahawk in the grave, I get to banish a ulti Canahawk, and then I can send a Canahawk from my deck to grave. So, I mean, if macro's up, he is a Canahawk, but he's a better Canahawk because he lets you get 2 cards out there. Because the way the searches work, you'll see why that's good. 3 Apelio, great beat stick. He allows you to banish one of your Ritual Beast cards, so that includes the spell and traps, from the grave, in order to boost all your monsters' attack by 500. So he enables OTKs, and in general, he's a great card, and obviously another name of your Ritual Beasts. So that's it for the monsters. That's 17 monsters. I think that's a pretty standard lineup. I had Thunder King in there for a while, but I just decided against it, really. Okay, now for the spells. 1 Ritual Beast Bond. Thought about bumping this up to 2. Kind of like it at 1 at the moment. 2 was a bit cloggy. Facilitates OTKs. It also lets you ignore the summoning conditions. So you can just use 2 Ritual Beast monsters. So you can use 2 Tamers to go into one of your ultis. Or just 2 Tamers or any of the smaller monsters to go into your big guy. This guy. So you can use it to go straight into him to facilitate OTKs, because he is a big beat stick, 32, and you can do it without having to get rid of both a tamer and one of your ultis. 1 D-Fisher, because that one you'd obviously run more if you could. Great anti-meta card. 2 E-Teleport. I've been testing this. To be honest, I like Emergency Teleport. I know it can be dead at times and you don't want to top deck it, but when you don't open with what you need, this really helps. Really can make a dead hand into a good hand. 1 Book of Moon, because it's book, lets your effects go through, and in general, a great card. It was also a pseudo Raigeki against Burning Abyss. 1 MST in the main. You need at least 1. I mean, this deck isn't killed too much by Floodgates game 1, but I'd probably side in extras game 2. But yeah, 3 Upstart for consistency. I mean, the consistency on this deck isn't wonderful, so I think you need something like this. But obviously, side out your Upstarts, because yeah, remember to do that. And 1 Raigeki, because it's legal. Why not play a Raigeki? Okay. Now we will go on to the trap cards. Okay, so first of all, 3 Ritual Beast Steeds. Searchable, non-targeting removal. It's just an amazing card. Basically, you can get this every turn if your turns are going well, and it's just great. And also, I'll show you. And then we have 3 Ritual Beast Ambush. You need to run 3 of each of these cards. This basically lets you special summon both a Tamer and a Beast from your graveyard or banished zone. This is great because it means you can special summon them on your opponent's turn, so then you can special summon again on your turn, so their once per turn clause isn't met. And also, the great thing about these cards combined is Ritual Beast Steeds, because it doesn't target, you choose what monsters you're destroying as it resolves. So what you do is you activate Steeds, say in their end phase, you've got several monsters on field, you activate Steeds, and then you chain Ambush. So Ambush will resolve first, and you'll get your 2 extra monsters back, and you get 2 extra things to destroy with Steeds. So they're actually really strong. I think these are what makes the deck good, because they're just great interruption. And then only 1 2 for the traps. 2 breakthrough skill. Testing these at the moment, I like them because things like Winder can ruin your day in this deck, and I mean really ruin your day, so the breakthrough can just really be handy, and obviously you get to use it twice. At the moment I like breakthrough over Fiendish, but I tend to go back and forth, run whichever you choose to be honest. But yeah, I like breakthrough. 1 macro, always good anti-meta card. 1 vanities, same thing really. Solemn, just a great card. Torrential, and Trap Stun. Now, I would be running 2 of these if I had room, but I don't really know what I would cut out. Trap Stun is fantastic, especially if you've got Vanities up, because you can play Vanities on your own turn, so your opponent can't really do anything, and then just activate your Trap Stun on your turn. You can do all your special summons, and then on their turn they can't again. So it's a great card, to be honest. And also, actually, if they MST... I've never actually tested this, but this should work. If they MST the card next to your Vanities, say like you have a set card, in order to get rid of your Vanities, and you chain Trap Stun, I don't think your Vanities will go to the grave. Which I never really thought of, but yeah, it's another great thing as well about that card. Okay, now on to the extra deck. Again, this is fairly standard for most Strict Beasts. I do have a slightly different thing in there, but 3 Counterhawk. He's your main searcher of the deck. I'll show you how that works in a minute. He's a great card. 2 Petalfin. He's a great wall. Well, she is a great wall, but not really much more. So only run her at 2. I mean, to be honest, you could probably run her at 1, but I like 2 to be safe in case you want to search the Dolphin. So you can banish 1 with Petalfin in order to send the Dolphin to the grave. 3 Ulti Apelio. I mean, he's kind of like Armades, but he's just immune to stuff during the battle phase, which is annoying because it means he's immune to your own attack boost with this guy. So if you banish 1 to boost it, yeah, it just doesn't. It's not quite as good, but still, it's a great card. 2 Ulti Guy Apelio. 1 is for use with the Quick Play Fusion, which lets you get him out and facilitate OTKs. The other one is to be banished with Rampengu in order to search a Tamer, because he is Psychic type, which means you can send a Tamer to the grave with him. So, it's really good. And then we're on to the Xyz cards. Castell. Castell's amazing. Can't go wrong with Castell. And Honor Arc. I may change this to 2 Castells, but at the moment I like 1 of each. When the new tins come out and Castell's cheap, I will run him. 1 Lightning Chidori. Fantastic card. If you're running a wind deck, you have to run him. He's better than Castell, because when he is summoned, he lets you put a face-down card to the bottom of the deck, and then you can detach 1 to send a face-up card to the top of the deck, so he's just great. Beast Dweller for decks that use the graveyard, more hate for Shadows and things like that. And then this is a bit different, but I really like it. Totem Bird. He's not that popular, so I will read his effect for you. During either player's turn, when a spell or trap card is activated, you can detach 2 Xyz materials from this card, negate the activation, and if you do destroy it, this card loses 300 attack when it has no Xyz materials. So this is 2 level 3 wind monsters, which means I have got it out a few times. It is just a fantastic card. I've actually won duels with just Vanity's Emptiness in this. I had Vanity's Emptiness up so they couldn't special summon, and I had this guy. I actually had Vanity's macro in this is the best way to win. If you have those, so your vanity doesn't go and you detach, you just win. Because also they can't activate their back row. And I actually think he's a really good card. 1900 as well, so he's great if you can't fuse into anything. But yeah, it's a good card. Now, the side deck, actually this is quite generic because I haven't really got a locals at the moment. I'm sort of between locals, so I'll just show you this. 1 Retaliating Sea from the new set. Fantastic card. It allows you to search your maxis, which is always good. And as well as that, any card sent to the graveyard whilst it's on the field is banished. So it's fantastic. And you get it out when your opponent activates a spell card to summon a monster. So against Necros or Shadows, fantastic. Obviously, if I'm running that, I'm running Maxi. Tattoo. May cut out these guys, the 2 effect failures, and add a Maxi and another Retaliating Sea. But I'm testing with the Veilers at the moment. I don't know. I never really like Veilers because they kind of feel like a -1 off of them. So we'll have to see. We'll see how it goes. See how testing goes. 1 Ryo because it's Ryo. Yeah, he's great. The other 2 MST because you should be playing 3 MST in total. 1 Mistake and Arrest. If I had a mistake, this would probably be a mistake, but I don't, so I have that. 2 Mind Crush because everybody searches these days. 2 Fairy Wind for the pendulums, and 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Okay, that's it for my side. Now, I'll show you briefly how, just the basic combos of the deck. So, the basic combos of the deck, this is just sort of, it's not going to be an advanced guide, although I will do one of those if you want them. So if you open these 2 cards, or Rampengu can work like this too, you'll see the rule, the basic way to play. So you started, you've opened these 2 cards, and sort of anything else really. You will normal summon an Elder. His effect allows you to normal summon another Ritual Beast in addition to normal summon. So you normal summon Counterhawk. Now, what you're trying to do is get a search off, or 2 searches off with this guy, multi-Counterhawk. So, first of all, you'll use Counterhawk's effect to banish something from your deck. Now, what I banish is usually if I don't have any Tamers in hand, I don't have all beasts, I'll banish a Tamer, and vice versa. So you want to banish something you don't have in hand, because it gives you access to it. So say I don't have an Apelio in hand, or many other Ritual Beasts, I just have the Tamers. So I'll banish an Apelio with Counterhawk's effect. I could get that to hand in 2 turns. But then what I'll do is I will Contact Fuse. It's not a fusion summon, it's Contact Fusion with these 2, which will go to my banish zone with that. Here, into a Counterhawk. Then this is where this deck excels. So I'll use Counterhawk's first effect to target 2 cards to return to the graveyard. So I'll target my Elder here, and my Apelio to be returned to grave. Then I will chain its other defuse effect, and so this I activate that effect, so this returns to there, and with that effect I'm targeting Elder and Counterhawk. So what will happen then is Elder and Counterhawk will return to the field, my Apelio will go to the grave, and because 1 card still went to the grave, I still get my search off. So now what you want to search is, basically, you want to search as much as you can, Steeds and Ambush. So I'll just show you that you can do 2 searches out of this and you'll be left with the Counterhawk field. So then, yeah. So then I will go fuse once more, Contact Fuse, into a Counterhawk. Now this time I can't change the defuse because I've only got 2 cards banished. So I will just put those 2 there. I will just use its first effect to return those 2 to the grave in order to search the other one of these. Now, obviously, basically you want to get these every turn. If you've already got one of them, then don't worry, search other things. But these are just fantastic. They give you so much. I showed you how they worked earlier, but they just make the deck so strong. So that's basically how the deck plays. If you want me to do an advanced plays video, let me know. May have a Cosmo deck profile coming up. We'll basically see what's happening. I'm away next week, so Rainbow Cerebro will be doing a few deck profiles. I think he's doing Gishki and Shadol. And hopefully he'll run through how those play too. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.